tell you, you couldn't be more clear in your answers, but it's made my job a lot harder. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a tough one. Let's walk through it together, shall we? What happens if you tell the fiance, I'm not open to moving?
Well, the whole thing that has prompted this being more on the table for him to work to move to Jerry is workplaces become more and more toxic, and this marriage has gotten much worse than normal.
No, I get it. That just adds more complexity to this problem, but you didn't answer my question. It's not a trick question. I want you to tell me your gut. What would happen? What happens if you go, I can't leave the family business is my dream. What does he say?
I think he would be okay with it. It just would, we would have to find some other opportunity for him. I don't think he'd be really happy with it.
No. Because you know what happens all of a sudden, and you've done nothing wrong, but like you represent him initially as the roadblock to him making 3 to 4 times income, and he wants to marry you. You know, he wants to be a provider. You don't need him to provide for you, but you get everything he wants to do that. That's a noble thing, even though that's been different in 2020. That's a noble thing for you to want to do. You agree?
Yes.
Okay, so you've yet to have the conversation. Is that what I heard earlier?
We have talked about it, and
Alright, I got about a minute. What does he say? How is he reacting?
Absolutely.
But he hadn't been here for a long time.
To call the meeting to order, please. Could we have the roll call?
Mayor Cephas,
Present.
Vice Mayor Hardin,
Present.
Commissioner Warren,
Here.
Commissioner Martinez,
Here.
Commissioner Lemberger.
Here.
Thank you. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you join me in the invocation? Ronnie will do that for us this evening.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you have given us and this opportunity to gather and do the city's business for our community, and we're blessed to have that opportunity, and we ask that you'll be with us, give us the wisdom to make the decisions we need, and be with our community, be with our nation, as there's a lot of things going on right now that are different, that we have to adjust to and make changes, and we just ask that you'll give us that wisdom to make the right choices, and be with each of us as we go home tonight, be with our families, be with our community. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you, Ronnie. On your agenda, we'll mark off number 1, the awards and proclamations. The police department can't do that presentation at the time. The next item is approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as printed.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Lindenbroker to approve the agenda as printed. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. The next item is minutes. Approve the August 11th, 2020 regular meeting minutes.
Make a motion, we approve the August 11th, 2020 regular meeting minutes.
Second
Motion
that.
by Commissioner Lindenbroker, second by Commissioner Martinez to approve the August 11th, 2020 regular meeting minutes. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. The next item is consent agenda.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Harden to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. The next item is resolution number 5. Resolution number 2336, item number 5, frontage road west of Dillon's.
I guess I'll address that. Dylan's had contacted the city, and Kevin, who's not here, about the potential transfer of that ground to another entity to purchase it. Behind that resolution is a plat of the Alco Plaza. There is a portion on that map that is labeled to be, you can kind of see it dedicated for street purposes. To be designated for frontage road. If you look at your map, it's on the top part, which would be the west side, which is right where that Dillon sign is at, where the entrance is to Dillon's on the main road there. That's never been done anything with on behalf of the city. Kevin found no issues in go ahead and passing a resolution saying we don't have any intention of ever making that portion into a road or using it as a road. Right now, it's on Dillon's property with a sign and some grass area. Passing this resolution will allow the purchaser of this property to proceed forward and have clean title so they can do that. And aside to this, as well as we're wanting to put a city bus stop in. They're willing to work with us. We're going to have to put it on, I'm trying to get my map figured here right. Be on the south side, between an entrance across the way. But anyway, we're going to need to put a pad there, a concrete pad for the bus stop. We talked to the people that are purchasing the property. They're more than willing to allow us to put that there, get a permanent easement in place so we can put that there and put our bus stop in there. So staff is recommending we do pass this resolution in order for that property to be transferred, and then ultimately, eventually, we'll get that easement as well. Any questions?
So can I ask a question then, since you didn't tell me that the other day when you guys called me? So they're selling the property where we're putting the pad for the...
Correct.
Okay, so we're not asking Dillon's permission to do anymore, we're asking somebody else?
We're going to be asking someone else once they close. If we pass this resolution, the attorney involved said he felt like they could close within 2 weeks once this is passed and taken care of. So, and then we'll be dealing with those new individuals.
then somebody has to go pour a concrete pad, don't they?
Right. Well, first, that's supposed to get us the legal description of the area we need.
Yeah.
And then we'll get it done.
Did that's what delayed the Boy Scouts?
Yeah,
Or the Eagle Scout?
Damian Brown,
I wondered.
they thought it was me, but it wasn't me. Wasn't the contractor, it was the...
Legal.
It was the legal, yeah.
Make a motion, we pass resolution number 2336.
Motion by Commissioner Harden, second by Commissioner Martinez to approve resolution number 2336. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. The next item is number 6, parks and golf equipment purchase.
Mayor and Commissioners, I'm going to give you a little insight on how this all came about. On our 2020 budget in the parks, we had budgeted money for a front-end motor bucket for our tractor. And consequently, the water department ended up giving us a Bobcat. So we no longer needed the loader bucket since they generously gave us a Bobcat to load stuff with. So we're requesting to use those funds to purchase it's a turf sweeper, and when people read this, it's not a turf sweeper for artificial turf, it's a turf sweeper to pick up grass when we get behind mowing, leaves. When we aerate, we can pick up plugs, we can sweep parking lots, we can do a lot of things with this, and we're gonna cost share it with the golf course, and they're gonna use it out there too.
It's a cool piece of equipment.
When you sand the greens after plugging them, will it sweep, do you sweep up excess sand, or will it work for that?
No, it would do that, but they have a
They don't-
machine that works
does
it
that?
in.
Okay.
This is basically, when our different growing seasons, and we get behind mowing, and you see all those piles in the park, this is a self-contained unit we can hook to any piece of equipment, pull it behind us, and we can roll it to a dumpster and dump it in it and clean it up instead of have to go back 2 days later and re-mow the whole park. It'll just make everything cleaner, and we'll be able to detach the parks, which have never been done, and we just mulch, for the last 25 years, so we're getting a pretty good thatch base in the parks.
So we need to do this as two separate, A and B separate?
Yes.
I'm going to make a motion that we approve the purchase of the 2020 Sweep All Turf Sweeper to be paid out, half out of Parks Department and half out of the golf course of $5,939.55 each, or a total of $11,879.10.
Second.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Lindenbroker to approve the purchase of the 2020 Sweep All Turf Sweeper from Schnell Industries to be split between the Parks Department and Golf Course at $5,935.55 each, for a total of $11,879.10. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. The next item then.
Okay, staff is requesting approval to purchase a Hustler 104 for the golf course. We had budgeted an intermediate mower, but in talking with the golf course staff, they can carry their intermediate mower for a few more years. They need another 104 mower for everything outside of the fairways and fringes, which they could be a lot more beneficial to have that right now. And we request to purchase that from Keating Tractor, which is local.
So I could probably ask you this some other time, but I'm going to ask you now since I'm thinking about it, because I'll forget. So do you use that to mow those ditches where we've let them grow, and are we still going to let those grow up?
No, they use like a 15-foot pull behind rhino. We don't want to put those type of mowers in those ditches.
And we're still letting that grow
Yes.
anyway, so we can lose our golf balls out there, right?
Yeah.
Or just us guys that hit them out there anyway.
Well, we feel like it adds a little character to the course,
No, I like it. I've liked it better that way. I try to stay out of it.
make you a better
I
golfer.
leave my balls out there when I hit them out there.
Yeah, most people do.
Make a motion that we purchase a Hustler 104-inch mower from Keating Tractor in the amount of $23,000.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harden, second by Commissioner Martinez, that we purchase a Hustler 104 mower from Keating Tractor in the amount of $23,000. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item is Liberal Convention and Visitors Bureau Advisory Board appointment.
Missed one.
Oh, I did. Oh, I'm sorry, number 7, Water Department transfer switches, excuse me.
Maybe you're
for free already.
telling Jose you're not getting them.
Good evening.
Yeah. I'm with the Water Department, and today we're requesting the staff to approve $11,225 to purchase 2 transfer switches that would be going into our shop there at 1401 East Pine. We're getting it from Masco Power Technology, which would be Foley, which is our local vendor, and it's the one that has our contract for the rest of our generators. And when we first started talking about this, when we did our first quote, it was going to be about $30,000 for generators and transfer switches. But we purchased 2 generators through the federal surplus for $1,000. So we got them running and everything. We just need transfer switches to get everything situated in our new shop.
Hey, good job picking those up so cheap. It's awesome.
That was good.
So this helps when the power goes out?
Yes, yes.
This is what kicks in and makes those generate.
Yes, sir. Keep the power going so we can open the doors and everything, bay doors, and keep the computers running.
Yep.
I'll make a motion that we approve the purchase of the transfer switches in the amount of $11,225 from ASCO Power Technologies.
It's going to be from Foley, but that's the brand they're getting it from.
Okay.
Second.
I was reading the top of it.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, seconded by Commissioner Harden, that we purchase 2 transmitter switches for the Water Department, amount $11,225, as bid by Foley Power Systems. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Now we're on number 8.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Liberal Convention and Visitors Bureau Advisory Board appointment. And we'll need 2 separate motions.
I'll make a motion that we reappoint Rosa Castaneda to an additional 4-year term.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harden, second by Commissioner Warren, that we appoint Rosa Castaneda to a 4-year term. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.
I'll make the motion to reappoint Chuck Lambertson for a 3-year term as oil and gas representative.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Martinez, second by Commissioner Harden, to appoint Chuck Lambertson renew his 3-year term as representative for oil and gas. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. The next item is city staff. Are there any city staff here who want to comment? We'll move on to items from citizens. Are there any citizens who would like to address the commission? If so, please come to the podium and limit your comments to 5 minutes.
How are you tonight?
Welcome.
Good evening.
How are you guys? Good. Kathleen Alonzo, 25 South Pershing. So today I wanted to talk about COVID and the effects that it's had on our community. It's disproportionately affected people of color. So with that, I wanted to bring awareness to the fact that there are people in the community that are waiting on their second stimulus check, but there's also a group of people that have not received one, which is those that are undocumented and also those citizens who are married to people who are undocumented. So with that, a lot of people have lost their jobs and they have not been eligible for unemployment services. A lot of people, especially those who are immune compromised, have not been able to afford to take off work, so they are left with the option of not going to work for their health and then not paying their bills, or going to work and potentially risking their lives. Also, I wanted to bring awareness to the fact that there's a lack of accessibility to affordable childcare and to basic necessities such as Wi-Fi. With that, I'll reference the other day I went to go enroll my younger sister in a school, and there was a young lady there with her kids. And they asked her for the option of either doing virtual or in school. She then said she did not have internet, so she would have to do in school. So with that, there's a large, and not necessarily just undocumented, but lower income community members that do not have the basic necessities such as Wi-Fi. To them, that is a luxury that most cannot afford. With that, there's also the housing. There's a lot of lower income people that have to live in crowded homes, multiple families in properties. So with that makes it a little bit more difficult to stay safe in a time like this. So I feel like it's important we work together to ensure people have the adequate resources to maintain their physical and mental health, and also access to information such as resources and maybe programs that could help with that. I don't know of any, and if you guys, there are programs that can help community members, I feel like it's important to inform the majority. And with that, I also want to reference a language barrier that I've noticed in the community. A lot of people, growing up first generation American, I myself had to translate with my parents, as young as 6, 7, 8 years old, words I didn't even understand at that time. So I don't think we have the adequate language support. A majority, or I want to say a good percentage of our community members are not, English is not their first language. So I feel like we need to do a little better job at helping that language support. And then I'll reference the Garden City city page. They have accessibility to translate their website to Spanish. And I know we don't have something like that. And then also maybe including more translators in city buildings, or also doing press releases both in English and Spanish so information gets out to everybody in the community. With that, I hope you guys take all that into consideration and help those who need it in a time like this. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. My name is Cristobal Franco, 1018 North Washington. I'm just coming to you guys and asking if there's a way. This will be my 3rd annual tournament, softball tournament, Raul Franco. And this year, we're not able to do it because of this COVID, but I went to the city and the city's asking me to pay $500 and they run my tournament. I'm just coming to you guys or ladies to see if there's any other way, because the last previous years I paid a certain amount of money and I ran my own tournament. And this year it feels like everything got taken away, and I'm willing to put something back into the fields, put fans, because in the summer it's pretty hot out there. But checking if I can get this going. Hopefully by next month, if it's approved, I can get this tournament going.
Hang around, because some of us might have something to say back to you during our section.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Are there any groups that want to speak to us? If not, we'll go on then to the city manager's report. Our acting city manager, do you have something?
I do. I just want to reiterate what I told you 2 weeks ago. If you notice around town all the striping that's been going on.
Looks great.
Pine Street's finished. They've done the turning lanes on 11th, 2nd Street. The traffic maintenance department, but not only them, the building maintenance department has been out there helping those guys every day. And they've got almost everything completed that was on the list. They've done an amazing job. And I've had some professionals that were in town, and they're like, "Who did your striping?"
They've really took off with it. Yeah.
And I think Pine Street paid for the machine in itself.
Yeah.
Of getting it done.
It looks nice down through there.
Yeah, it does.
I just think they've done a heck of a job.
Yeah, I think they're having fun with it. That's
Yeah,
why it's
they-
coming out so good.
They enjoy it.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
The public's been great to them, and Cal wanted me to pass on, as usual, that he appreciates everything city staff has done and continues to do. That's all.
You have something?
I do not. Thank you.
Okay. I just want to remind commissioners that this Thursday at 7 a.m., I know that's early, is the Seward County Council of Governments at the depot. So come if you can.
Not going to be at the college this year.
I don't
mean,
like
this
being
time.
by myself. And I think the city staff did a wonderful job getting everything ready for the deck race. I think it was very successful. And the park looked beautiful, and there were a lot of compliments regarding that. And that's all I have.
All right, Kathleen, on the ESL translation for the website, I think that's definitely something we can look at. So we've been in the process, we use Civic Plus is the website host and the website designing service that we use. That's actually the same one that Garden City, Dodge City, and like 90% of other cities use. It's just that every time that we've had somebody in the position at the city that manages that, they haven't been there long. And so due to a ton of different circumstances. So on that, yeah, as soon as we get somebody that is going to handle the website management, we've been wanting to change the entire thing because none of us are a very big fan of the layout of it. And I would imagine that that is an automated service that's done by the host. As soon as we actually go through and change everything, we should be able to get that to where you'll be able to click at the bottom and make it English, Spanish, whatever languages are requested. So we'll make sure and keep an eye on that. As far as the softball tournament, you know, commissioners don't hear, there you go. Commissioners don't hear about stuff like that typically unless somebody brings it up. So that's the first time that I've heard of it. Maybe we should try to have Matt here for the next meeting, or we can work out sometime that we can all meet down at City Hall and kind of come up with a solution for it, because I think your approach was fantastic about wanting to get back to the overall program. But I would be interested to hear what the reasoning is behind why they're wanting to handle it like that in the first place. But typically, like, we don't even get to talk to directors unless there's something like that that comes up. So I appreciate you bringing that up, and I appreciate your interest and continued interest in wanting to continue those kind of programs. So I would say keep in touch with City Hall, and we'll see if we can work out a meeting where we can have a couple commissioners available there, be able to have a discussion and see what we can figure out. Okay. And go ahead.
You know anything, Ronnie?
No, I just remember when we were discussing fees one time, we had a discussion about sports activities on fields, and a lot of it was about soccer, I think, really. I don't remember any specific discussion about individual. I know there was some, but we really would need to involve Matt.
Yeah.
And Nick to have that discussion probably, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I think
that's
that's a
probably
good
what we need to
idea.
do.
I talked to Nick, and he's the one that said approach, come over.
The commission.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, now they're all aware of it, we can start to take a look at it, have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, immediately kind of what comes to my mind is, you know, viewing the city as a business, is I would much rather you get us continue to run softball tournaments, and the liability of making sure that you're maintaining all of the safety conditions under COVID be on you as an organization rather than on the city. And so, yeah, I would think that it'll be a pretty engaging and interesting conversation. On top of that, just city staff, you guys are doing an amazing job. I was going to say something about the striping because, man, that makes a huge difference. Just makes everything kind of pop and look fresh and new. And thank you very much to all the seasonal workers for the water park. I know we're kind of coming to a close on that, and so appreciate all the help that we had out there. The rest of the city staff, thank you guys very much for everything you do.
Yeah, I was going to have to say that the other day I had somebody pull up and they got out, and I thought, oh no, I'm getting ready to get an earful. And they were wanting to compliment the striping on Pine Street and how good it looked. Asked me if I'd been down. I said, yeah. And I said I was impressed because I was kind of hoping when I saw them doing it, they were using a string and doing it straight. And oh, it's perfect. I mean, and I've seen them actually all over town. There's crosswalks that are working really hard around the schools, getting all the school crossings in before school starts. So it's looking really nice, and people are noticing, and I think that was money well spent, and it's nice to see them, and you see them out there and they're going hard at it. It's going to help a bunch, because I remember, I think we had some people come in one time talking about you couldn't tell where to turn, and I guess I understand that. I've been here all my life, so you kind of get used to where you're supposed to drive. And I think somebody told me that one time, if you don't know, you drive on the right side of the road. But anyway, at the same time, all the turning lanes and different turning lanes, it's nice to get that light where everybody can see it, know what they're supposed to do, because it can get confusing, I think, sometimes. We're not a big city, but still, intersections can sometimes fool people. But yeah, I'd like to, like I say, definitely shout out to them, and then everybody else on the staff. Appreciate everybody doing their job, and I haven't had really anybody come and complaining too much. So, and we had a good meeting the other night. I think a good meeting to start visiting over here at Hearn Park, and had a good discussion, I think, and we'll continue that. So I appreciate the community getting involved and opening up a discussion. That's all I got.
You done?
I'm done.
On the striping, I noticed at night it's got the glitter stuff in it, so it shows up too. Yeah, so that's real good too. And, yeah, they did a good job. And Mr. Franco, I remember your dad that you talked about. Dad called him Shorty. So we'll see what we can do to help you.
All right. That's all you got?
That's all I have.
Oh. Well, I'd just like to say that I know this year's been an interesting year with COVID and everything else going on, and I think moving forward, I think we have some issues in town that we really need to just get together, work all together as a group, and hopefully we can come up with solutions for a lot of people, and hopefully we can actually grow this town better. Moving forward, COVID hopefully will slowly fade away and we can move on to the next step. So, and open this place back up. So, and of course the stripes look great. And the police officers like the stripes, I've heard too, because now they know where to write tickets.
Is that all? We'll move on to the vouchers, please.
Make a motion that we approve the vouchers in the amount of $668,244.65.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harden, second by Commissioner Warren to approve the vouchers in the amount of $668,244.65. All in favor? Motion carried. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.